Coming up next, a chaotic scene in State College caught on video as police are called in during a bar brawl that spilled into the street.
Plus, a former Penn State student fights back after a stunning discovery online.
And it's violating, it's extremely violating.
She sued and now a court verdict is in.
And a new sinkhole opens in our area. Find out where it is and how long the area might be closed. The Center County Report starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Jessie Nguyen.
And I'm John Calavita. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report. Our top story, a former Penn State student is speaking out to help others after a long-awaited court verdict. It comes after a nightmare discovery turned her life upside down. Reporter Olivia Jean talked with her.
It's violating, it's extremely violating.
Caitlin Cannon's nightmare began 5 years ago. The 2016 Penn State graduate, who was also a Center County Report journalist, was stunned to find out intimate pictures of her had been posted on a porn website, pictures she sent to her then-boyfriend.
It was definitely, a shock at first. Something that you choose to express with one person should not be something that anybody can find.
The nude pictures included her first name, last initial of her last name, and even the New Jersey town where she lived.
Now I'm walking around when I'm in my hometown of New Jersey, wondering how many people that I'm passing in the street saw me naked.
Then came shock number 2. An investigation traced the IP address from the posted photos to Cannon's former high school math teacher, Christopher Doyle. It is still unknown how Doyle obtained the images. Cannon filed a lawsuit against Doyle, and just last month, a jury found that he had disseminated photos of her online and awarded her $10,000 for invasion of privacy.
It doesn't really close a chapter for me because I'm still worrying about where my photos may still be and who might still have access to them.
Studies have shown most so-called revenge porn victims are women. Cannon experienced mental health problems, got strange emails, and her parents got phone calls from strangers. She advises others to be very careful, track all communication, and screenshot everything. So what's next for Cannon? I know you said you're a therapist. Is that kind of align with, kind of what happened to you in your situation?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Throughout this whole process, it made me feel very passionate about helping in whatever way I can for this cause specifically. And for me, that meant becoming a therapist, trying to create more resources for people that go through something similar.
A positive new chapter to a story that started out as a nightmare. I'm Olivia Jean for the Center County Report.
Found his name listed today on the staff directory at Perth Amboy High School in New Jersey. Fox News reported Doyle was there in 2019 after he resigned from Cannon's school. We reached out to Doyle and his attorney, but have not received a response. Cannon suggests that anyone in a similar situation who needs help should contact the Cyber Civil Rights Initiative. Their website is cybercivilrights.org.
Police are investigating a big bar fight that spilled onto the streets of downtown State College. It happened Saturday night at Pickles on Allen Street. Witnesses say several people got into an argument, and after punches were thrown, staff tried to remove the group from the bar. The fight continued outside where police intervened. One person was treated for minor injuries. Police tell us no one has been charged yet, but the investigation is ongoing.
Hundreds of Pennsylvania police officers are continuing the manhunt for convicted killer Danilo Cavalcante. He escaped from the Chester County prison a week and a half ago. He slipped through a search perimeter, changed his appearance, stole a van, and contacted several people he knew. Police now believe he's armed. Their search today is focusing on South Coventry Township in Chester County. State police have been authorized to use deadly force if Cavalcante does not surrender.
Ferguson Township is working to fix a sinkhole that opened this week along Blue Course Drive. The hole forced the closing of the shared use path from Bristol Avenue to Birch Court. The path is shut down for at least 3 days while the Director of Public Works and Township Stormwater Engineer assess and mitigate the situation and further determine the cause. And a month after a sinkhole opened at Penn State's Eisenhower parking deck, some parts of the garage are still closed. According to the university, about 122 spaces remain offline on the north side of the deck. Eisenhower Road and the Yellow F surface parking lot both reopened on August 26. The sinkhole was caused by water from a failed underground storm water pipe.
This week is the historical peak of hurricane season, and Hurricane Lee is still a major storm today. Winds are around 115 miles an hour, but will it threaten the East Coast? Student meteorologist Jeremy Laguerre is here with the latest. Jeremy?
Yep, that's right. We are currently tracking Hurricane Lee, which is currently sitting in the Atlantic Ocean right now, just north of the Bahamas. And winds right now, peak winds right now are at 115 miles per hour. This is a Category 3 storm currently, and it's going to be sitting around down there off the coast of Florida for just a few days. As it goes up the coast, it's going to weaken. As you can see, by Friday morning, it's a Category 1 storm, and then by Saturday morning, it's going to remain a Category 1 storm. As it goes up the coast, it's going to make landfall Saturday into Sunday, as you can see at Maine and Nova Scotia. Now, is the storm really going to impact us here in State College, or we're just going to have to wait and see in the next few minutes?
Thanks for the update, Jeremy. Starting next year, Pennsylvania will no longer fund anti-abortion efforts in the state. For nearly 30 years, the state has been funding Real Alternatives, a group that distributes state and federal funds to dozens of anti-abortion centers across the Commonwealth. But Governor Josh Shapiro says Pennsylvania will protect women's reproductive rights.
This week marks 22 years since the September 11th terror attacks killed nearly 3,000 people in Pennsylvania, New York, and Washington. And at ceremonies across the nation, the victims are being remembered. Alyssa Wagner reports.
Memorial services were held across the country to commemorate the September 11th attacks. In New York City, Vice President Kamala Harris joined the ceremony at the National September 11th Memorial and Museum. The day began with moments of silence to represent each attack. From 8:46 a.m., when hijacked Flight 11 hit the North Tower, to 10:03 a.m. when Flight 93 crashed near Shanksville. In Washington, Attorney General Merrick Garland led a moment of silence.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here to commemorate 22 years since the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks on our nation. Let us honor those we have lost with a moment of silence.
In nearby Arlington, Virginia, General Mark Milley, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, honored the lives lost.
Today, we pay tribute to the 2,977 innocent men, women, and children who lost their lives 22 years ago today at this very minute.
And here in Pennsylvania, at the Flight 93 National Memorial Center, they honored the passengers and crew who fought back.
Their actions unquestionably saved untold number of lives and preserved the U.S. Capitol, the symbol and the center of our democracy.
The ceremony included all 40 victims' names, followed by bells of remembrance, a moment of reflection, and a wreath-laying ceremony. After flying from Vietnam, President Joe Biden spoke in Anchorage, Alaska.
I join you on this solemn day to renew our sacred vow. Never forget. Never forget. We never forget.
On Penn State's University Park campus, the annual ceremony at Old Main on Friday paid tribute to those who died in the attacks. In State College, I'm Alyssa Wagner for the Center County Report.
Many Americans did volunteer work yesterday on what Congress has designated both Patriot Day and a National Day of Service and Remembrance. Others gathered for anniversary events at memorials, firehouses, city halls, and campuses.
A new restaurant has opened its doors in State College on North Atherton Street. Marzoni's Brick Oven and Brewing Company has just opened its first location in Center County. It replaces the old TGI Fridays, which closed in 2020. The Altoona-based restaurant announced plans for its new location last winter. The chain was founded in 2003.
We've seen a lot of warm weather and plenty of rain lately. How long will it continue? We check the 7-day forecast coming up.
Plus, a community comes together to support an injured high school football player. Also coming up, it's a bug that threatens Pennsylvania's multi-billion-dollar agriculture industry. But a new study says maybe it isn't quite as bad as believed.
My skin, think it's time I find my place here.
Fasten your seatbelt.
You're taking my breath away.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Amazing.
Well, what are you waiting for?
You belong here. This is your home.
What is your sense now of the humanitarian situation?
This is making me emotional.
This experience I'm going to carry with me the rest of my life.
I'll always be so grateful for everything you did for me.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
The spotted lanternfly poses a major risk to Pennsylvania agriculture, but a new study by Penn State researchers reveals some surprising new information. Reporter Gianna Kataya explains.
When it comes to the wine business, there are plenty of challenges, from freezes to flooding, but one bad bug really scares winemakers.
We have other insects, but nothing that compares to this. Nothing. I mean, everything else can be managed.
Spotted lanternflies pose a serious threat to Pennsylvania vineyards. Here at Happy Valley Vineyard and Winery in State College, it is something they watch for constantly.
They are not easy to kill. You have to be in front of them because they go forward when they hop. But I think it would make everybody feel better if people are trying to do something about them.
With lanternflies becoming more problematic throughout the state, vineyard owners are taking more precautions to protect grapes, just like these.
We're trying to balance in the vineyard. We have a lot of beneficial insects, so we're trying to make sure that we're balancing between beneficial insects and the ones that are harmful.
Now a new study throws a new curve into the lanternfly battle. The study by Penn State researchers show the colorful insects may not be as harmful as once feared for some trees. They include hardwood trees like maple, willow, and birch. Dr. Kelly Hoover conducted a 4-year experiment looking at the relationship between lanternflies and trees. Researchers found none of these trees died, but specific species were affected, like the tree of heaven and grapevines.
We don't think that, in general, lanternflies present a serious threat to other trees. They're a really big problem on grapevines.
But experts still say if you see lanternflies to kill them, as they work to prevent their spread across the state. In State College, I'm Gianna Kataya for the Center County Report.
Experts say to catch a lanternfly, make sure you get in front of it because they only move forward and not backwards. But squashing the bugs is always a good idea.
Penn State's Student Farm will host its 8th annual Harvest Festival this week, and you're invited. The festival is set for Thursday from 4 till 7 p.m. The event is free to the public with music performances and food samples from local chefs. Activities include painting and planting and lessons about the farm. Since parking is limited, you can catch free shuttle buses for the event to and from Penn State's Berkey Creamery.
Taking a look above Penn State campus, taking a look above the Hub Robinson Center currently. Beautiful skies, honestly. I mean, there's a few clouds out there, but honestly, you know, it's a pretty nice day out there currently. 73 degrees with partly cloudy skies, dew point at 61 and winds out from the south at 6 miles an hour. Taking a look at our local temperatures here in the State College area, we're generally in the 70s, pretty typical temperatures for September. Down there in the south and east in Harrisburg, they're in the 80s right now. That is pretty extraordinary for this time of year. 81 degrees right now in Philadelphia. As we zoom out across the Commonwealth, you're seeing warmer temperatures to our south and east, like 81 degrees down there in Philadelphia, 75 degrees right now in Allentown. Now taking a look at our radar here across the Commonwealth, pretty clear skies. We have some clouds around, some showers in the northwestern portion of the state, places like Erie, places like Franklin. But overall, we're not seeing any showers, or we're not expecting any showers here in State College today. Zooming out across the country, though, as you can see, we have a large line of showers just to our west. And this is going to be impacting us as we go into the evening tonight and then going into tomorrow. Now let's take a look at that. Going into tonight, some lingering showers around here in State College area, up in Du Bois, places like Bradford. We're gonna have some showers around going into tomorrow morning. Big batch of showers comes up from the south. Places like Scranton, Allentown, Philadelphia are gonna be experiencing just some showers. We can't rule out showers here Wednesday morning here in State College either. As we go throughout the day on Wednesday, showers will linger around on Wednesday, but generally we're going to clear up as the day goes on Wednesday. And then going into Thursday, as you can see, we clear up. We're looking pretty nice, and temperatures are going to be pretty cool on Thursday. We are continuing to track Hurricane Lee as it sits down in the Atlantic Ocean, currently Category 3 storm. It's going to make its way up north as we go into the weekend, going to make landfall at Maine and Nova Scotia. As a low pressure system, is it going to affect us here in State College? It's not likely. We're far too inland for us to really see those hurricane impacts, but the worst we get is maybe some clouds or a lingering shower. Now, as we go into today, however, 79 degrees is the expected high today with increasing clouds as we go throughout the day. Shower chances are likely as we go into the evening tonight. 61 degrees is the expected low. And then going into tomorrow, a high of 71 degrees with those lingering showers around. Showers will stick around as we go throughout the day on Wednesday. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast, today 79 degrees is the expected high. Lingering showers as we go throughout the day tomorrow. As we go into the weekend, we're going to be seeing conditions clear up. We're going to be staying cool, but overall, we're going to be looking pretty nice this weekend.
Yeah, the weather does seem to gonna be really nice this weekend. Thank you, Jeremy, for that.
Coming up in sports, Penn State football took on Delaware at Beaver Stadium. See how the Nittany Lions fared against the Blue Hens. Also coming up, a Pennsylvania quarterback fights for his life after a football game. Hear from his community next.
My skin, think it's time I find my place here.
Fasten your seatbelt.
You're taking my breath away.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Amazing. Well, what are you waiting for?
You belong here. This is your home.
What is your sense now of the humanitarian situation?
This is making me emotional.
This experience, I'm going to carry with me the rest of my life.
I'll always be so grateful for everything you did for me.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I'm Matt Scalza with sports. Penn State football opens Big Ten play on the road this week. The Nittany Lions are 2-0 after beating Delaware on Saturday. Reporter Tim Rogers was at Beaver Stadium and takes a look back at the win.
Penn State brought the energy Saturday in front of 108,000 fans on another warm and humid day. The Nittany Lions took advantage early with a 2-yard touchdown run by running back Nicholas Singleton. Penn State built a 14-0 lead after Katron Allen a 4-yard score of his own. A quick score by Delaware was swiftly erased off the minds of the fans as Singleton added 2 more scores to give Penn State a 28-7 lead. A quick 2-yard pass to tight end Tyler Warren from quarterback Drew Aller put Penn State ahead at halftime, 35-7, with the Nittany Lions defense standing strong after allowing the 1 touchdown. With Penn State coming away with the dominant victory, the Nittany Lions were able to utilize more talent, something that head coach James Franklin proves can be big for the team.
It's a lot to build on, and also smart just to keep those guys fresh and take care of them. But we had a bunch of young guys play, so it'll be really good film to evaluate.
In the second half, Penn State was able to show off the young talent with backup quarterback Bo Prabula. He found the end zone twice, scoring both on the ground and finding wide receiver Amari Evans for his first career passing touchdown. The Lions went on to win 63-7 as they get ready for a Big Ten play to begin this week. At Beaver Stadium, I'm Tim Rogers for the Center County Report.
Penn State is now 2-0 on the season and will travel to take on Illinois Saturday at noon. You can listen to that game live on Penn State Com Radio with our broadcast team in Champaign. To high school football now, Bald Eagle is still unbeaten after a close win against Penns Valley over the weekend. The Eagles won 28-23. Will Dirksen from our After the Whistle team reports.
Bald Eagle relied on a 20-point third quarter to defeat Penns Valley. 12 of those points came from wide receiver Cameron Watkins, who credited his chemistry with quarterback Carson Nagel for their success.
He told me that he's trusted me, so I just went up and he had a great ball and I just made a play on it.
After being down 15 at halftime, the Eagles clawed back, relying on their toughness to stay unbeaten.
For Nagel, tonight's win meant a lot following the team's early deficit.
Just the toughness and adversity. We got how many fumbles? They could easily packed it in numerous times. It was 17-0. But our kids just kept fighting and believing in one another, and that's a true testament to kids that are really, really close.
This one against a rival for the belt, that's obviously pretty fun. So I don't know. It's probably top 3 in my opinion.
State College's game at Hollidaysburg was postponed on Friday because of bad weather. The Little Lions will play Altoona on Friday at Memorial Field. And remember, you can catch highlights and post-game comments from local high school football games on our sports show, After the Whistle, Fridays on our YouTube channel. A community in Butler County is coming together for the health of a high school quarterback. Karnes City's Mason Martin suffered a brain bleed and a collapsed lung in a recent game. After taking a hit and playing defense, Martin stumbled and fell onto the field during kickoff, with training staff and medical officials treating him. Martin was rushed to the hospital where he's recovering. The family is also dealing with Martin's mother, who's fighting stage 4 breast cancer. Through it all, the Martins are in the hearts of the community and school principal Mike Stymack.
I remember telling their dad, that I hope my kids can grow up to be just as good as their kids.
Opponent Ridgeway helped honor Martin and his family with t-shirts, face paint, and donations. Before the game, there was a moment of silence for the quarterback. Penn State's men's soccer team begins Big Ten play this week. The Lions suffered their first loss of the season Friday against Penn at Jeffrey Field. After a scoreless first half with tight physical play, Penn's Michael Hughes broke the game open in the second half, completing a hat trick and stunning Penn State. The Lions head to Ohio State on Friday. The unbeaten women's team plays Maryland on Friday. That's all for sports. Now back to John and Jesse at the anchor desk.
Thanks, Matt. Always great to hear from you. Coming up next, a new weekend-long music festival is coming to Center County this week. Find out when and where after the break.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Support your PBS station and you can get Passport, giving you full seasons, early releases, special collections, and more. Get the PBS Video app now and stream the best of PBS anytime, anywhere.
We care about things that affect the lives of every American.
We are there at the front lines
to get to the heart of what really matters in every issue.
This country has not seen this in 80 years.
This extraordinary moment in American history.
You're making such a huge impact.
Trust is at the heart of what we do.
A brand new music festival will kick off Friday in Penns Valley. Hosted by Piece of Paradise Properties, the Another World Music Festival will feature national and local acts, artists, and vendors. The festival runs through Sunday in Woodwork at Winkleblack Fields. It will have tent and RV camping available on festival grounds. Tickets range from $30 to $150 online or at the gate. For more information, the website is pieceofparadiseproperties.com.
That's all for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us Friday for our next local news update.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news for On the Standard County Report Twitter. And you can see our stories and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a good afternoon.
This is a moment. There's a whole wide world out there.
This is a battlefield.
The river is the most important part of nature.
Humans have never done this before.
So many senses have come alive.
We go with what the environment gives us. We are supposed to protect it.
It's a real drama, and it's unfolding right in front of you.
This will show us so many things that we just haven't seen.
Change is coming. Start a new adventure, as big as you imagine.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If the door's locked, knock first. Don't burp, don't swear, don't stare, don't use bad language, or talk with your mouth full. Keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
And don't interrupt. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give your seat up to anybody who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you want to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
Good talk.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.